3 months.
In 3 months. I mean, what a remarkable father and role model that he was. And just a very, very kind heart to everybody. I guess if I had to put it in one word, I guess that's what I'm trying to do here. Just a genuine, kind heart. Never really got mad, and always did the right thing. And, everybody loved it. So again, I open the floor up if anybody does want to say anything. I know this is the hardest thing to do, as they say, talking on a microphone is the hardest thing to do. But what's your name?
My name is Diane, and
Okay, Diane.
I just love Rita and Terry. I tell you, but the thing that's always in my mind, every time we had a special party, they come down the hall, she's sparkling and she's dressed up and smiling, and he's got a suit and always a different tie and perfect, and they're just holding hands, and then they come up here and dance, and they just love life, and I love it. I love her and I love him.
We'll always love you. Always do.
We know where he is.
We do. Anybody else? Okay, well.
I'll try.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hold the mic. You don't have to
I
hold it
met your
again or
dad
anything.
on a bus going to the casino. There's our diamond.
Okay.
No, it's Casino del Sol,
Okay.
because he got lost. But he loved to go to the casino. He was a very great man, very nice.
Dad did like to gamble. He made many jumps with my sister to Las Vegas and my brother. And yeah, I don't know. That must be in the Johnson line, I guess, because even Sean and Chris. I don't know about you, Carrie, yet, but it's there. There's something there. All right, this is your last chance. Oh, very good. Okay, Sean will be next.
I'm a little confused because there's champagne after the happy hour for this guy, and Rita asked me to say a few words now. And I said to your sister, I said, I'll not have a glass of water now, I'll have a little champagne, a little bit. But I live underneath Terry's apartment, and I didn't know he'd been here 6 years, but I'd been out on a couple of occasions when he and I got together, and when you unfurled his whole life here on the screen, it was amazing because he and I had parallel lives, but I too watched he and Rita share their time here. I've just been here a year, but Rita asked if I'd say some words, and I was deeply touched by your presentation, and I hope this sets a tone for what other people can do here, because this was a great salute to a great person. And I followed Rita and her daughter off and on in the last year and a half, and they're everything that Terry would have liked. And I grew up in Wisconsin as he did. I didn't go to Wayland Academy, but I was in the B-12 and all that kind of good stuff. But he had a magnificent life, and I better shut up and wait for the champagne.
Thank you. Yeah, Dad did chase Rita. She didn't chase him, just so you know. I don't know if you all know that. He's a smart man.
So I'm gonna probably not make eye contact to try to get through just a couple words. But I'm one of 5, 6 grandchildren, and this was his second great-grandchild. Connor wins the honor of first. This is his great-granddaughter, and we were talking earlier about essentially saying to know him was to love him. There's no better example than this little girl who's been asking for him last several hours, from the moment they met. She fell in love with him too. So I was trying to think of the right story to properly give tribute to him. Something that best described him, kind of what kind of man he was and what he represented. And there's certainly plenty of them. I remember, actually my very first memory with Grandpa was at Diamond Lake, which is near Crater Lake in Oregon. and we went fishing, and that evening we played poker. And for the Johnsons, you cannot play for stakes, so we played for pennies, and we ran out of pennies, so we added in craft caramels. And so I remember winning several caramels. My brother was diabetic at the time, so it was a big deal to be able to eat candy in front of him. I remember times fishing, years and years, we'd wake up early on Sunday mornings, and my dad and I would drive down to Salem, and first it was caddying, but really I was there for, at the turn, Grandpa would give me a regular Coke, and he'd split a stick of Juicy Fruit with me. Again, it was a big deal, because there was only diet soda back home. I just loved going out there and doing whatever. We'd get in trouble for letting me drive the cart, and then, later on, I really was never good at golf, but always wanted to golf, so I could spend time with my dad and my grandma. I remember all the belly laughs, bear hugs, and the always present smile. And my last favorite memory of him was my wedding. The night before, we had a great rehearsal dinner in Chicago. We had Chicago style pizza, and he pulled me over and in a very serious tone said that I had overachieved. And he was right. So again, I don't know if there's one story that best tells it, but really the best part about Grandpa was that he was pretty much who he was 100% of the time. So every memory and story is similar, because to know my grandpa was to love him and to love his love for life. He was definitely the most consistently positive, funny, and loving person you'd ever want to meet. And that really was his story. So I'll leave you with 3 things I learned from him and watching him. Number 1 is to love and always show your love to all your family and friends. Number 2 is to live in the present and appreciate that all that God has given us. And the last one is that life requires a happy hour. So stop and take a drink, or 2 or 3, and soak it in. Thanks.
Very well said.
Is there anyone else would like to say anything? Okay, Keith?
Selfless, that's another good word. We could go on all day about that, and he is. He's great. So we're going to close this with one of his favorite poems, and I got voted in to give it.
Or can I just say one thing?
Yes, she can preface it.
This is very significant because Dad is Irish and very proud. But he also, as the grandfather, said this at Sean and Becky's wedding. And he said it at my son's wedding. And he'll be with us in spirit when my other 2 sons get married in March and August of this year.
So it means a lot, and this will be, like she said, always in our family. So I won't do it as well as he can do it, because I listened to him do it at Terry's wedding a year ago in April. But this is how it goes. An old Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Amen. Okay.
All right, so we have that champagne on ice. What we need to do now, if you wouldn't mind, we have refreshments, actual real sandwiches, real roast beef, ham, turkey, some cookies, and something light. And we need to move this and get this ready for happy hour. And right at 1500 military time, 3 o'clock civilian time, we're going to pop those corks. And Terry, our oldest brother in Dad's honor, will have that toast. So if you could please stay with us, have some snacks, and we'll rearrange this accordingly and look forward to having that toast. Thank you all so much for coming.